Good vibes. Oh shit, I listened to this for so long. Point and click, boys. There you go. So the idea is that good vibes are not just good. They're very much necessary for your survival. So you must learn what it's all about. I can tell you this much. I mean, I'm exhausted after this long episode. It's so grueling, such a grueling task. There's no reason for me not to split overtime episodes into 1 hour episodes instead. This, the golden bullshit and all that, podcast material, I can just sit through that like it's butter, alright? But when I have to actually review content and tell people what I think, basically, watch content, tell people what I think, it's the review process. It's a lot longer than just sitting down for 2 hours and talking. Alright, so I have to split it into pieces, and after the day is over, I want to start fresh, recap, all that stuff. Not supposed to drag previous day's garbage, basically, forward, because I can. No one can. Once you sleep, you reset, you have to start all over again. It's just how it works. Alright. So we're gonna talk about this thing, good vibes, and it's a deep topic. I mean, I don't choose to talk about some basic shit, right? I added vibes into my dictionary, and I'm gonna tell you why it's there, because it's gonna stay there, and it's gonna be one of the most common words that I'm gonna be using. Vibe is obviously a feeling that you feel that you're willing to project as well. Or it technically is just feelings, but not your internal feelings. It's what you observe. It's your observational feelings, right? So when you see you have a bad vibe, it's not that you feel bad, but something bad is going on around you. And that makes you feel bad, right? So very interesting definition. As known as observation. So, is there anything else? What is the most important part? You must keep good vibes up, because everything is connected. Your thoughts are gonna be generated based on how you feel, so you don't want to disrupt your feelings, right? It's just the most basic thing. You don't want your feelings to be controlled or disrupted. It's kind of the same thing, disruption control, but I give you the extra vibe of what I'm talking about. Vibe could also be an attempt to communicate, alright? But I'm not gonna get too deep. Maybe my dictionary is gonna get overloaded with the word vibe, and it's gonna mean a lot of things, but this is kind of like the basic part. It's just making observations, and it will make you feel a certain way. Now, you try and avoid bad vibes, like me, who is trying to express himself honestly. That is not a bad vibe, alright? I'm trying to do something, I'm allowed. You must understand, it is your responsibility as well, not just however you're gonna feel from the observation. It's not observation's fault. You are the observer. You kind of pick up on certain vibes yourself too. So you have to always ask, are you doing the right thing yourself? Or is the thing that you're observing is wrong by itself? So which one is wrong? It's probably a 50-50 split, right? But it's a weird one. I like to split in half all the time. It's just it probably doesn't work all the time. There's certain things, certain words, certain trigger words that people shouldn't just use anymore. Something like killing. Even in games, it's probably the reason to get swatted in the first place. If you're playing a shooter game, I mean, people can just make up a story really quickly. For a reason to get you swatted because you keep talking about killing people and stuff like that. It's a funny meme, but I mean, it's a thing. It's basically dependent on the vibe, more likely than because like if you give off bad vibes to people, they will want to cheat on you. But if you give them good vibes, the evil people gonna try and stay away from you because they don't want to get caught. But the good people will actually get embraced and will want to interact with you more. But I'm sorry, guys, because it's distraction for me. The sound is distraction. The lo-fi, I don't care how low your beats are, it's still gonna be distracting. Anyways, so you want to encourage good people and discourage the bad. So, it's a very peculiar game, unfortunately. You must it's the game of reason. If you truly understand what you're playing, it's not about always making people feel good, because there's too many things to keep in mind. Alright? You might make people feel good on one point, but because you made unreasonable comment is something you don't observe necessarily, but you make a terrible reason, which is a higher level, let's say. So on a higher level, you're not giving a good vibe whatsoever. People don't feel good about you on a higher level, and it could just layer on over and over again. Just higher and higher levels are negative, basically. Something like that. But you're so fixated on just giving a good vibe on this lowest level possible. Potentially what's going to happen is just you're going to interact with the lowest level people, which is nobody. Alright? Nobody. People just going to be able to observe you, but not the real you. Yourself as a presentation of all the vibes collected. Maybe if someone else's presentation. So like, let's say a guest comes to your house, right? You live with your mom, and then your mom starts chatting with the guest. You don't want to interact with that person, so your mom gets to introduce you by how she feels like. She has to bring the good vibes. She has to work hard to introduce you to this guest, right? Who acts here, but she's higher level and she has to introduce you because you're too shy and you don't want to introduce yourself or whatever. And if you did introduce yourself, you're only going to give bad vibes anyways because you just don't know how to do it. And it is such a crazy word now once you put it in this perspective that, low-level people just simply don't know how to be reasonable, how to fully express themselves, how to be honest, moral in general. They just don't know these things. And this is why my evaluations are very low on these people, if they are low, all right? Or they're going to be low in the future, because they really don't know what they're doing, and they're communicating with nobody, all right? They might release a video, but it is just for random people. They don't really have a grasp of what the audience wants. So the audience has to figure out how to use this resource in their own lives, or like attach to that person because he exists or something. Some weird shit. So you might be able to give a good low-level vibe, but you can fail on higher levels. Meaning that it doesn't matter if you make people feel good. If your reach is very low, you're still pretty weak person, honestly. Alright? Potentially you can survive because you give off good low-level vibes, because again, if you keep making mistakes, if you give off bad vibes, someone's gonna start picking on you, someone's start finding your weaknesses, basically. People gonna put pressure on you and will break you. This is, a self-defense tool that you cannot just ignore, alright? Yeah, I mean, you must understand. I'm just gonna amplify the same comment, basically. It allows you to attract whatever you want and deter whoever you don't like. But you must understand, I attract haters for some reason, right? Why do I do that? Because technically people pick up the vibe that I'm hating on someone. They might not be correct, but they will try and approach me now, alright, and see if I can deter them. That's what I wanted to, in the first place, to deter them for real, alright? That you can't just, like, the only way you're gonna deter people is if you're a very scary big monster, or you're gonna attract them and push them away really far, somewhere they have never been before, and they're gonna be completely lost. How did I got there? Why did he make me feel this way? All these things. That's the real deterrent, basically. That's something anyone can afford without turning into a monster, So you can use vibes as deterrent without turning into a monster, as well as give off, as well as attract people without turning into gold. Something people really want right now, like money, Mr. Beast money. How come, right? It's such a weird cycle, isn't it? Like, at first we wanted PewDiePie to be like a leader of just YouTube in general. Someone everyone knows, basically. We just kind of decided on that. And now we're like, we need Mr. Beast who talks about money and gives money to people. We need that to be on the top. That as a person that everyone knows, because we need to learn or give off the vibe that money is important. Just the simplest thing, because you must understand vibes are the simplest things. Are as simple as they can get. When thrown in public, basically. Vibes just simply turn into memes, something that people can share around and kind of relate and understand very quickly. However, alright. However, not everyone picks up on deeper meanings. Vibes. Yes, I mean, we know that people are ignorant and most of the time they're just gonna bounce off the surface and get the surface vibe. But for me, I like scratching. Yes, I have scratched many sofas that people call YouTube channels, and people will have uh, will realize that very soon. There's a lot of scratch marks everywhere, but for now they're just still very, very ignorant, and I will continue scratching because it's very, very fun. Being in their homes and scratching their things, basically, that they don't care about, apparently, because they act just as homeless as I am. So for me, it's so lovely that I'm able to be very creative and create all these metaphorical vibes as well, to just throw you into this fantasy world where I'm a cat sometimes, and I scratch things in other people's houses. This is my hobby. It is my hobby. And then the metaphorical world is just so fucking huge and weird and kind of disconnected from each other, but, you know, we never know how dream world works. So, and potentially dream world cannot actually exist. It only exists when you go to sleep because it is disconnected. It's always very, very random. It cannot just keep on lasting forever either. But then, you know, you can see how crazy it is. The most important part to understand about vibes, you must maintain balance. Feeling good means balance. Alright? And if someone makes you feel bad, you must now fight or flight response against them. Can you defeat them? Can you solve the problem? Or can you just dodge it? Alright. It sucks to call it fight or flight, because that's usually not the way to go. It's either solution or evasion. Alright? I mean, even here, we are fixing the vibe. Alright? Let's not call it fight or flight, which is stupid because, like, what is that? Flight? To flee is to flight? Like, what the fuck? Solve or avoid. How about solve and avoid? You can solve the problem or avoid it. You can't ignore the problem, unfortunately. Alright? Let someone else have it, is usually the situation that you're in. Alright? If you are ignoring the problem, someone else might pick up, or it's actually growing on you. Or someone in your presence, it just keeps growing if you ignore it. If something is leaking, it will continue leaking, and maybe nobody will actually care. But if you're avoiding, you're letting someone else solve the problem. Alright, potentially. Somewhere, somehow. Or it will somehow solve itself. It doesn't happen that way. Alright, you must rely on something to solve the problem. And not be delusional either. Alright? Where in the end you're just thinking, oh, it's gonna solve itself. The leak is just gonna stop leaking because somewhere will happen, you know, and yeah, if you're actually waiting for something that you know is gonna happen, then sure. But right now, when you look into something like inflation, you cannot be like, it's gonna solve itself. We can avoid it. You know, no, it's drilling into everyone's pockets, and it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and it started at some point and it keeps going, honestly. And no one even wants to pay money. They want to just replace you with robots. It's fucking fascinating how I didn't went to level 2 talking about inflation is bullshit already. But this was this year, right? We talked about inflation this year. Right? In story. I mean, yes, we did. Yes, we did. And I know. Let's do vibe check, alright? Let's look into my subscription box, and let's do a vibe check. Who is failing the vibe check? Because it is important to understand, your subconscious picks up on things whether you want it or not. So it's quite therapeutic to check the vibe, whether you like the things projected to you or not. Check. Sure is a nice medication, nice and affordable. I will make the same joke until doctors will stop existing. That's how long it will take for this joke to not exist. Because I'm so annoyed that medication is your solution. First of all, let me pull out my ass. I talked about it twice already, and it's not. And it also probably made me feel very bad. Also, medication can actually expire. And from doctor, I got almost expired medication. From a doctor, from his secret stash. And I would have consumed expired medication, which looks different. Alright? Also looks different. Also looks very dangerous. I took a pill to see what happens before I knew how expired it is. Almost expired. And I felt very bad. Very sleepy. I mean, I started complaining how bad I feel. That's how bad I felt. Alright? Like, the moment I complain, the moment I see irregularities, now there's something very, very wrong going on. And I think it's over now, after like 3 days of feeling like something is wrong, but I don't know what the fuck happened. Also, weird things happen. I talked to 2 people already, and they were like at least honest enough to indicate that the next day they got sick. Alright? They got sick. I mean, it's no surprise that stressful activities will make you sick. Even a conversation. But you can add things like sex or just getting drunk or something like that. It will get you sick. I mean, it's not a surprise. And no need to go to the doctor the next day, but you must understand what's going on. By picking up on vibes. Alright. So you can start to understand this is so deep and so insane. And after I watched a bunch of Ludwig shit, or PewDiePie shit as well, after I consumed tons and tons of content on YouTube, I mean, it just reiterates the point, alright? I didn't change my mind about vibes. Vibes became a part of my dictionary, one of the most important words, because I constantly pick up on, I constantly look for details, for deeper details of whatever people are interested in, and if you don't eradicate games that make you kill people and make you say, "Oh, I'm killing people," you can say like eliminate. We don't actually have a good dictionary, a gaming dictionary that would. It's like destroy, eliminate, I don't know. Win against another player. Oh, I'm winning or something. Like, when you play a card game, you're not actually... Well, you kind of are killing your opponent. But it is such a word that has been drilled into every single dictionary, into gaming dictionary. Like, a normal person wouldn't actually say this word. You must understand. Gamers not only waste their time, but they have this special little word that they have to keep on using, basically. It means too much, right? Like, it either has to be changed or split into two, which is like, killing is for killing, but here we just kind of make the other person feel bad because we destroyed something they care about. Make them reset the game, but they themselves shouldn't feel pain. They should feel like a loser, potentially, but they shouldn't feel pain. So we kind of understand what word we need, but we're not using it right now. And one of the worst offenders is goddamn Among Us. Not only you are a liar while playing, you have to lie and cover your tracks and investigate and be on your toes, basically, to figure out who's the imposter and try to not fail to be an imposter yourself if you are such. Trying to not give too many clues. It's the scariest game that went viral, and because of how bad the vibes are. At some point, once I realized I just can't watch a single Among Us video, you're not gonna force me to watch it. It's torture for me. All right. Essentially, gamers picked up on the word kills, deaths, and use it frequently. And just because it doesn't exactly mean that thing, I'm sorry, bro. It's as long as the newscast is gonna use the same exact word, alright. 10 people died. Where? In the game or in reality? That is the question. That is the big question. Alright, gamers, I don't think they get to decide that it doesn't mean anything in their world, but in the news world it means everything. They don't get to decide that, alright? Use a different word. If you want to be a gamer now, you will have to evolve a little bit. Especially knowing that even Captain Sparkles feels the same way of like, oh, I don't want to get demonetized, because that's the way he always feels. He wants maximum amount of money. So, very weird vibe from Mr. Minecraft himself. But, because you keep finding the same pattern, right? So sometimes sometimes you pick up hidden vibes when you experience a reoccurring pattern. And I fucking hate this word because it has double C and double R. Hidden vibes, basically. So I figured out a few hidden vibes for a lot of things. Like, even the name itself is ridiculously important. I broke down PewDiePie's name, and he almost broke down his own name by giving us bait and switch idea. But that kind of is important in his life. But at the same time, I never really picked on that vibe. So maybe I'm wrong, because he took me by surprise, right? So you have to evaluate everything. It's a very complicated process going on. Also, the most important vibe to pick up on, you must not ignore the fear you have. If you're full of fear, it's better to back off. You know, it's better to just leave. If you cannot handle a situation, it's better to leave. It's nice to see how other people will start reacting to your fear, what they want from you, that they want to make you stay and all that stuff. But the moment you have fear, you have these bad vibes piling up. Try and leave. See what happens. Alright, maybe the person that you were close with all of a sudden becomes your enemy because they don't want you to leave or let you get away with something. So, it is ridiculously scary thing to do to just back off all of a sudden, but you probably are losing something, losing sanity or something that makes you fear to begin with. All right, makes you uncomfortable to begin with, so you have to back off, go back to your, safe space, comfort zone, and analyze what has been going on. But if you can, stay connected, all right? Never fully disconnect. Make sure the person you fear knows that it's only... not that you care, alright? That you care to break down your fear and strike back. And they should start fearing instead. That is another indication that they might have done something wrong to you. And you will figure them out and you will put them in danger for doing bad things to you potentially. Alright, so you have to indicate that you care, and that might just make them shit themselves and pee their pants and become Logan Paul, who got caught basically scamming and tripping balls in the forest. Alright, we caught you, bro. You tripping. So, yeah, filming a dead body is really bad vibes. And that's it. Alright? But, unfortunately, Logan Paul is not in fault here, in a way. It's actually kind of weird situation where the humanity has decided to blow up a story that has bad vibes. Alright? Now, everything got censored. I didn't get to see the dead body. The Logan Paul showcased. I did get to see a burning pool from Jake Paul era of drama and angry neighbors. But those were like weird vibes. I don't care. But I don't even care about suicide vibes either. But that shit cuts deep. Alright, for a lot of people, just thinking about it, it cuts deep because it's a very traumatic experience. Anyways, so let's vibe check our channel. I mean, subscriptions. Because that shit matters. And again, it's the medication you need. Is the way to protect yourself from bullshit. Is vibe checking every now and then. Alright? Maybe once in a blue moon, basically. Maybe 2 times a year you can vibe check. Just because you feel like it. Just because you feel curious. Whenever you feel curious, that means you don't know. And it's better to know. It's just that simple. So let's see what vibes we have. I'm not gonna read too much. Because usually... Alright. The most common way to give vibes is through symbols. Alright. Images. Instagram? In case you're wondering which platform is secondary to YouTube, alright? In terms of vibes that you're gonna get. Instagram. TikTok not so much because you kind of jump on the video immediately, but it's kind of different kind of vibes. It's just something you cannot control. TikTok you can't control really, unless you watch shitty videos. TikTok is a different kind of controller, okay? So we have to describe that, right? On TikTok, you need to avoid bad vibes like it's hell on earth. Because they will come back. The bad vibes will keep coming back and repeating themselves if you like it that way. Alright, if you tell TikTok, I like it that, it's fine. This is why I belong to the second generation, is because I at least understand how to monitor children. Take their TikTok away from them. First of all, make sure to hide the camera so the camera doesn't pick on who is actually using the device. All right. So there's an actual step process here. All right. Block the camera and always check what kind of content you're being served. And this way you're going to be able to help the loved one to... So now I'm realizing I can't just give my mom a tablet. I have to make sure that the vibes that she's getting are actually positive and not confusing to me as well. Or she's just overdosing on something bullshit related. So I can't allow that. So when I'm making my experiment, and it's going to be very, very soon, the experiment where I just give my mom consume some TikTok, maybe 2 hours a day or something, so it doesn't destroy my tablet, because I want to use it too, you know. And it has limited amount of battery time. It's now 2 years old. I mean, it's important to understand. I'm trying to avoid buying a new tablet for myself. All right, so I can still use it to some extent. Anyways, yeah. So just a reminder, you know, I'll be giving my mom my tablet to watch TikTok to see what happens. It's kind of an experience. It's going to be an ongoing thing as well. There's a lot of ongoing things, and it breaks me, all right? Because I need kind of more people at least giving me a helping hand or whatever. Yeah. People on the right. So, you know who are the biggest offenders, okay? When it comes to left and right are oblivious to how terrible their vibes are. Just oblivious. They don't give a fuck. I am telling the truth, and truth is what matters. You have to make it attractive enough to tell the truth to the leftists, because the right kind of understands what you're talking about. Is the leftists that don't understand, they only pick up on vibes to begin with, so they're going to be immediately deterred, very quickly deterred, if you just be oblivious to how to, you know, attract people like that from the opposing side. That's the only time you're going to be the most, you know, effective, is directly attacking people on the opposing side. At least put up a thumbnail that a leftist would click on, but then you flip the narrative immediately and destroy them. That's my suggestion. I belong to neither side because I'm just a spectator. I'm not even American. I think it's just an American thing, unfortunately, right? Well, not really. More like the great gas be better breathed by someone else. Okay. So I double check, vibe check other people because I don't know them. And they sometimes write things in their description. This guy keeps mailing things, small mailman. I can't contact him directly, but he keeps changing his stuff here. Description, I call it. This one doesn't feel good. He gives some bad vibes too in general, and potentially I want to duct tape these people, or just push them to online group where they would be invisible if there's a lot of people active, right? But for me, I don't give a fuck. You changed your description. That's awesome to me. You know, I don't even care what it is unless it's really, really bad. All right. Unless on the lowest layer, it's like -5. And it's just like, oh, you change your description is just 1 point on the higher level. Because, you know, it's cool to see a change, I say. So, Taylor Swift is gonna come out with the video, which... Bad vibe, though. Why... Where are you thinking, bro? Haze. I don't even know what it means. I mean... Alright, let's... Slowly. I ignore these thumbnails because they are reoccurring. It's actually really... It feels really bad. To the point... I'm not even clicking on their videos anymore. But, because they all look like this. And that is the worst thing you can do to your channel, I think. It is absolutely the worst. Yes, it's your goddamn, you know, title that matters. But at this point, this is a good time to unsubscribe. Just absolutely perfect time. I'm so sorry. Stuff you don't... But even you don't want us to know stuff. Because you don't give us anything to look at, even. And that is where I draw the line. If you give me nothing to look at, I'm just unable to click on your videos. It's just impossible. I'm so sorry, bro. I could have looked into the views, but like, that's fine. Now, scariest movie ever. Also belongs in this right... deep right, I would call it. Alright, the conspiracy right. Where they're coming up with all kinds of occult symbology, meanings, worshipping Satan or something. They're observing these things, but I don't get leftists talk about that stuff. So if you're worshipping something openly. If these guys are just observing the occult, like, this is the most deranged thing ever. We have to actually care about things that we can observe very clearly, that are happening right now amongst us. Alright? Among Us is also a terrible name, too. Because now, it is gonna haunt a lot of people's... It's gonna probably be a trigger word because they have been trained within themselves. So, please, destroy Among Us by all means. So, alright. That's cool. How do I... So, I need to give some vibes to, like, the star things. This matters. To make this more readable, in case I want to read it, or pick up on the vibes. So this, should have an emoji, right? Because I'm fucking screaming at this point. I just don't want to use the regular emojis. Cap? I don't know. I'll replace it with something. I'll just put on a cap. Anyway, so, there's no need to care about the occult. Something you can't even observe properly. All you get are just rumors, technically. And anyone can make up rumors. What you have to do is talk about your life a little bit more. This is a very quick way to lose sanity, and someone like Mark Passio, who I'm attacking right now, the main target, the biggest target of all time, and I'm probably gonna highlight it very soon again, because I'm gonna be reviewing my watch time, which went up 30%, still climbing steadily, just like in a steady line, which is very scary, because very interesting destination we're going to. All right, it's almost gonna be like a payback for the dip, you know, for the break that I took. It's kind of fascinating, and it feels good. So that I mentioned, I did the overtime episode, and it was way better to split it into pieces, because doing it everything all at once, doing this huge review all at once, is a stupid idea. All at once is a stupid idea. You must not only take breaks, but give breaks to other people too. So not only I have to take breaks every single day, once the day is over, I finish everything, wrap everything up, and upload the video, all that stuff. Capture the vibe of that day. It's just that simple, right? So it was a terrible mistake that I will not continue doing. This is why it's so, I mean, I have to bring back again Mr. Max. Max is wrong about using force. I talked about it, but it's important to understand. Don't force yourself to repeat mistakes. At some point, you're going to recognize, oh, I'm making a mistake here. You can't just force forward anymore. When you feel like you're making a mistake, you're picking up on bad vibes. They're going to drag you down. They're going to slow you down anyways. So you can't force it. But you can pretend that you're forcing something. It's absolutely ridiculous. Bullshit that people... Yeah, sometimes people bullshit themselves. Sometimes people bullshit themselves into thinking that they are doing progress, but in reality they're not doing any progress. They're just forcing a certain type of behavior, and once they stop forcing it, all the bad vibes will have to bring them back, basically. So a very common example is home and work. You work for money and spend money to feel alive. But that's it. Potentially just hinders all your progress despite you establish this cycle, but it doesn't actually generate any growth anymore, any progress. And potentially, a lot of people are forcing themselves into this cycle and now turning themselves into kind of semi-slaves. The way to escape this cycle is not to watch Mark Passio, not to watch that guy. Because he's not giving you solutions, he's just giving you a certain type of vibe that slavery is important. Is the best vibe that I picked up, alright? So solving slavery is important. You can start from there, Max. But, no, I mean, yeah, it sucks. When I picked up on wrong vibes, I locked my mom outside and probably started the most despicable episode of my life, where I get diagnosed, basically, to have a disorder or whatever, schizophrenia or whatever. Which is not true, I can control myself, it's just once you make a mistake, once they diagnose you, they never let you go off the hook anymore. It's game over, basically. But Max actually was one of those people that influenced me to do a bad thing. Alright, to go into this uncontrollable rage. I can tell you, Max was one of those people, and he has to be destroyed, basically. He has to be made fun of. He has to be turned into the anarchist that he always wanted to be. The true anarchist who hates people who have power or whatever. It's just that simple. I hate them too, Max. Not the government, though. Government does not have power in my life. Yeah, they have guns and all these things, but if they're not using you know, if someone with power doesn't actually use it, they don't really have it. Alright? But obviously if we submit to the government, it's a different kind of process. But the government itself, like, I don't know what kind of power they have, to be honest. I die, bro. What's next? What's your next move? You know, I'm very glad to see a gun. It's a very quick death. Problem solved, boys. I know it's painful, but it's like, I'll take it, man. Because I know my dead body is gonna rot humanity quite a bit. Because I have expressed a lot of things that humanity needs to know. In a video format, very accessible. Alright? Just copy and paste it on another website if YouTube bans it. But it's just gonna destroy humanity. And I'm gonna be able to observe that, potentially. As a dead person, still. Because I believe in spirits and all that shit. When the word spiritual probably has the highest vibe I've ever observed. Probably has the highest vibe I've observed. Now it's questionable, but yeah. There's some things I prepared. A mongoose. Here's me. Mongoose. What is a mongoose? No. Animal. Mongoose. It's literally the goose. But we'll say this, right? This will work. Mongoose. Here we go. You're just missing an E in the end. But no one cares about that fucking E anyways. You play Among Us? Among Us? No Among Us for you. No more Among Us. This is the Among Us. Look how peaceful it is. Definitely not an imposter. Definitely not sus whatsoever. Because it is, you know, it's a special training to, like, sense if someone is being sus or whatever. It kind of, you know, again, it went over people's heads, and they will forget about it. They will not look for sus people all the time. Because the sus is going to be that really fucking terrible word. You know, very easy to and quick to use, quick to understand. It's like, I don't like someone. Alright? Someone is sus. I don't like someone. I am sus about the word sus being used in the future. So you can see I picked up a lot of Ludwig vibes as well. And very fascinating stuff. I've learned a lot looking back into the past. You must understand what people are programmed with and what they're going to feel nostalgic about, what they're going to bring back when they're, you know, older. Because that shit doesn't die that quickly, unfortunately. Alright. Things from the past come back through nostalgia. Very often. And right now it's easier than ever to bring something back with nostalgia. So, I'm sorry, bro. If you experienced something on a computer, it's still there. And now we're gonna see the consequences of that. Anyways, so this guy, do I unsubscribe? No, because I want to interact with this guy potentially. He has a Discord channel that I haven't found yet, but maybe something works out. Poop is the best stuff. Is this what you have to subscribe to? I know it's not the best vibes, but it makes me laugh every time. This 2-minute video. And every video the person uploads. Anything else, they buried it. The Paul is just the most terrible with vibes. Not only gives us this thing, whatever this thing is, but he's forcing bad vibes onto the right people, the people on the right. It's like, oh, it's the leftist creation. Look at it, how terrible the creation. But he keeps going with that. There's no sanity content to, balance things out. So he's just deep down in the darkness, dealing with the worst of the worst. And pretending that he's doing some kind of progress. Well, the only progress is that I've been able to identify Paul, and I don't think you want to do that. You don't want to be identified as a YouTuber, unfortunately. As much as you think you want to be identified as an influencer, you don't. Alright? Because the moment I identify you, now we can make fun of you. Anytime you upload something stupid, you feed into the pattern of your own bullshit. And welcome, guys, to the second hour. Congratulations, you made it this far. That means my vibes were very nice. And I do feel like very elevated right now because this is such a touchy subject. It touches a lot of people's lives. It is ridiculously important to do the best I can, and there's plenty of things to talk about, so I don't have to actually do the fuss. This is kind of the fussed part, me looking into things like this. So, Warshak has been attacked by me. Now I don't like his content. If he keeps uploading control decks, I want to ignore it, basically. I don't know. Marine Hoxa actually disappoints me because he is X'd by Windsmoker. And that means that the song is gonna suck, basically. And this kept going for like 3 months already. Windsmoker here, Windsmoker here, Windsmoker here, over here, bad vibes all the way. So, leave the world behind? Did he died? And got consumed by Windsmoker? That is as bad as it gets, but like, this is another thing I do. I read between the lines, alright? Read between the lines because you just never know how vibes create reality. You know, the things that you project, the choices that you have made, even the title, again, Leave the World Behind, and all of a sudden the Windsmoker becomes apparent. This is the time when I discovered Marine Hoxa, and I was very proud of myself. And now this is not what I expected, let's put it that way. It's not what I expected, not what I desired. His avatar changed to something sinister. It's not looking good, okay? It's not looking good. I'm very disappointed, you know, and I don't know what to do about it. I can only sit back and hope, you know? It's the worst thing you can do is just sit and hope, and I probably make a bullshit video about it, because I'm already prepared. But yeah. So I probably want to take a break. Generate more stuff. But before I do that, let's double check what I already generated. Beforehand, in case it triggers me. But, is there more things that stand out? What's that? School of Life. Every society collapses. Here's how to survive. So, again, when you choose to do something, I obviously got triggered by the thumbnail. It's a bomb. You don't know. You do not know what the fuck you're talking about, alright? Every society collapses. What the fuck are you talking about? Society? The entire society of humans? Because, society pockets, but, like, we're now interconnected with the internet, and, it's the old ways collapse. You have to like reword it properly. And the Roman Emperor did it right. Collapsed the right way? What? I don't get it. So you also trying to find clarity. Clarity is pretty important. Positivity and clarity is a very good combination. Is a great combination if you are unsure what to express, right? Just express some clarity and positivity. Clear and easy to understand, alright? If you're unsure what to say, it's a go-to, thing. Alright. I'm sure a lot of people get confused sometimes. So just use that. It's fascinating. And I'll gonna give it a seal of approval with sparkles. Fancy. Alright. Deeper. Simon shows up. He's always just projecting his face. If you look into his channel, if all I see is his face, I actually don't know if I care. You see what I'm talking about? But he's trying to say something. At some point he was boring like that. Like, it's so terrible just to project your own face. Like, that is so stupid to me. Again, if you see a repeating pattern, it's probably bad. Alright? When you pick up on a pattern, it's probably a bad thing that it's there, that it's obvious. Every pattern that seems obvious, it's probably bad. Alright? You want to surprise people to some extent. You don't want to look boring. You want to define yourself a certain way, but you can do it with your superpower. And the rest can be completely random. Alright? This is the most important part. Because it will be. Life is random overall, so you don't want to project an unrealistic anything goes. I'm telling you, like, this stupid Paul has to, like, be put in a different category. If I could make categories on YouTube, that would be amazing. Just different category of people entirely. I cannot even separate shorts into a different category automatically. Like, this is how terrible YouTube is sometimes. So get to stare at this fucking alien thing. Nice projection of reality, Paul. Very nice. What did you say? They really want you to accept UFOs. Yeah. You do, bro! You're shoving it right in my face. So he's like a secret leftist agent this whole time? We figured him out? You know, that is probably the worst thing you can say. The shill part. Alright. Even though the shill... No one uses really the word shill. But, if you can say secretly a leftist, like, that is the worst. If you can call out a person secretly serving position shill, that's the worst. And then I'm realizing Eric Dubay, the flat earth guy, was calling out a lot of flat earth people, and that's not what you do. It's like if you find mistakes in other people's content, you just try and fix that. You don't call them out as shills just because they're full of mistakes or misconceptions, or they don't want to just dip or just jump into the water. All of a sudden it's a shill of some kind. I don't even know how to describe a person who doesn't want to jump all the way into the flat earth community and spread full awareness, 100% awareness. Not everyone can afford that shit. Alright, so Eric DeBay is just fucking wrong. Also, Eric DeBay is probably not gonna be able to achieve top 100 despite, bragging that he's gonna achieve top 50, but he doesn't actually care, Just like a normal YouTuber is not supposed to care about this stuff. But he's so determined that he can actually care when he can't do it. He's right now top 107, and it's just impossible for him, because Flat Earth becomes, boring and old eventually. I have figured it out. Yes. You just use common sense instead of science. Fantastic. What is your next move, Eric Dubé? Congratulations. So, we're not gonna see him, unfortunately, in here, but we picked up the vibe. We pick up a memory, and we appreciate for who's representing that memory. And I can summon that creature immediately and see how much I care and how I feel about it. This is very fascinating stuff, or technology that I have, basically, created for myself. I mean, I'm very proud. Proud daddy. Daddy YouTube CEO. Like, no one can actually deny that I'm a YouTube CEO at this point. Just impossible. People are probably missing Ari, and it's actually quite sad, right? I really don't want celebrities to leave YouTube once they retire one way or the other. Once they don't want to upload music videos, they just kind of leave YouTube entirely. It's a very, very sad thing. Like, there's something you can actually upload, something you can compile, interact with fans, something you can do to keep your channel alive, because that's a big deal. That's a cheap way to get money, all right, for the people that you still have to pay. Because I'm pretty sure no celebrity gets away without a lifetime contract to pay a bunch of people who made it all happen, pretty much. Like, it's absolute bondage for them to pay royalties, right? That's the whole point. And most importantly, you must understand, they have managers, and their managers are failing too for not letting them just be normal people on YouTube, or normalize themselves a little bit after retirement, allow themselves to post some weird content that fans would appreciate and want these vibes to actually exist. We're so desperate, we're gonna look into AI options and create artificial versions of people we love. Alright? I don't want that to happen. I'm very desperate that this doesn't happen. Someone like Jewel has completely degenerated her vibes, and I don't even want to talk about it, because it's almost like a completely different person, and I don't know what's going on. I haven't figured it out, so it's best not to, trash the person. I appreciate her songs, though. I appreciate that she's not retired yet. So, let's see what happens next. Absolutely. And if you don't know who Jewel is, like, you out of the loop completely. I'm sorry, bro. I'm clicking it right now. You can still go back to the loop, please. I'm clicking it right now. At some point, eat and consume has been one of the shittiest words I've ever felt. It's like, if you do it in a wrong context, it's the worst. And you don't actually need to use this word ever anyways, because you just have your dinner, have your meal, you have your thing that sustains your life or whatever that you need. Maybe it's best not to talk about it, all right? Eating things, because there's a lot of things you can eat and consume. A lot of things. I can consume, like, content. I can say consume content is fine. But this stuff is one of the most dangerous things. Like, things you don't want to see. most of the time, even in your imagination. It's just gonna disrupt your feelings. That's all I'm saying. Your body's eating itself. I can use this because I'm trying to like really depict a very, very negative thing that can happen to you if you possess unnecessary stress and bad vibes in general that you cannot escape from. You have to figure yourself out. You have to spend a lot of time kind of meditating on those bad vibes. But again, meditation is not just sitting around and doing nothing, alright? Me making videos is meditation, alright? Videos is meditation, which is important in order to break down bad vibes. So, just like I'm doing it in real life, or live, I don't know how to call it. It's live action unsubscription from certain channels, or just reacting to certain channels. This is real stuff, man. Artificial. Shut the fuck up, Veritasium. Nobody likes science, okay? Not anymore. Tom Scott is a piece of garbage. But it is just me, alright? I consumed their content, it's over, bro. I don't care anymore. Even someone like Zach King, it essentially becomes really, really boring. Because they just keep on reiterating the same goddamn thing. And there's nothing exciting, there's nothing to anticipate for, right? This guy could bring a huge audience to anticipate for something next to happen, where he's gonna apply his superpowers of magic. I mean, he actually met Selena Gomez. Isn't that crazy? So, he should be linked, right? But he probably isn't. So, I remember that thing, so let's bring it back up again. Selena Zach King. I think we can watch this.
I'm like...
But I have to double check. It is copyrighted, so I can't. So funny, bro.
No,
There's people like Moon and Patrick, potentially. This is kind of okay, but if there's more than 10% black people, I kind of have to unsubscribe because it's unrealistic. It's too American for me, okay? Just too American. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 14. There's some crazy shit, dude. It's probably like 30%. It's just so unrealistic, dude. I kinda appreciate this guy, but like, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't click on. I just wouldn't care about. And unfortunately, I'm a super ultra racist, because I want realism. I don't want black people to be shoved down my throat. It's just that kind of simple. So, I'm sorry, Patrick. It's gonna be a no for me. I'll find something else to watch. Because I'm already busy as I am. I'm sure YouTube will recommend you back. Like, no problem. iDubbbz is a little bit annoying. He's organizing some... No? 2? I don't know, man. I don't know why iDubbbz doesn't want to... You just must upload once a week. Just your own vibe check. You know? Because if you're basically giving off dead vibes, like, it's the worst thing you can do. There's a reason I want people to upload this sweet spot of once a week. Alright. You don't even have to be fucking popular to upload once a week. Figure out how to do it and fucking do it. That's all you have to do. 50 videos a year is the idea. Alright. And it's best to do it once a week. Figure out how to do it and do it. If you're desperate to be popular on TikTok, I'll kick you out respectfully, you know. You can be on TikTok. 50 videos on TikTok is... Except on TikTok it's weird, right? 50 videos not gonna satisfy you, because it's just gonna be 2 minutes long or 3 minute long. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. It's just gonna be a capture of something, some kind. But it takes a lot of effort even to put 3-minute videos if you do it right, so no problem. I would prefer YouTube, but you do you. You do no tube. You know, very interesting sentence. When I heard voiced, fuck. Voice says, there was a special time in my life, and that deems me to be schizophrenic because I've been able to hear voices without evidence, but I definitely believe that it was a very real experience. There was nowhere I could go and nothing I could do. I was consumed by bad vibes. It's just a roller coaster of insanity. And I would just say it straight up. This was caused by bad vibes. I was just completely consumed by them. It really felt like that. It really felt like something. I was just tripping balls. After I was consumed by bad vibes, I started tripping as if I'm in hell. And the things that I felt, I don't even want to express because they're so ridiculously insane. It's not just hearing voices. It's probably like what it feels like to die. You know, to be an eternal zombie. Like, it's like I felt like I'm immortal and all of a sudden I'm dead again. I mean, no, I realized that there is immortality, but I will be immortal as a dead creature. No way. It's such a weird fucking mixed up nonsense. But this is one thing you must understand. Ugh! Ugh! I will not give up until you understand this part, because this stuff is tough, man. Vibes pretty much control reality. It's like, what? Pretty much. Reality is very consistent and it's easy to understand. But when it comes to human beings, that shit's a lot more complicated. Alright? And just to type in that question, I was fucking tripping my balls because it's so difficult when you're in a certain type of mindset. Just to express yourself is difficult. And now I have to vibe check on the reality itself just to, you know, pick things back. Put them back on track, man. Last time I checked, Susan was, I have so many things on my mind. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Reached 4 million! I'm gonna send my friend this, because he's gonna love it. He's gonna love this shit. That's all she does on Twitter, dude. congratulates people. It's so fucking hilarious to me. Why do you care about something that people don't care about normally? But I'm YouTube CEO, so I measure people's peepees. Peepees. Why is he called Infinite? It's so weird. Congrats. But she's like, she just wants to be in every single party ever. What is the purpose, right? Measuring peepees, measuring numbers. I know people really care about this stuff. Yeah. That's the vibe on YouTube CEO part. Alright, and the reason why I am YouTube CEO, not that fake thing that's out there on Twitter. Alright? It's on Twitter for a reason. It's not a YouTube CEO, it's something else. Alright? And measuring peepees. Big peepee. Small peepee, but congratulations. It's getting bigger. What the f is going on, bro? It's the craziest vibe I've ever captured. Like, I don't even want this to work 100%. I want a little bit of resistance, but no, I guess I'm YouTube CEO now, because there's literally no better choice that people have right now, I would imagine. I just have to do my duty, you know? Don't really see any more problems. Annoying Orange is annoying, but he has his style. It's kind of funny thumbnail, I don't know. It's funny. He's fighting a monster. It's fucking fascinating. You can't just look on the surface level, as most people like to do, that everything has to be fluffy and cool. Rob Gav. I don't like this guy. By any means, I do not like this guy. And I think you know why, and I think we just leave, because I don't want to know what rhymes with why. Hair dye? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so you can go pretty deep, balls deep into insanity, just like that. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes that's what people want, and you'll go with them to have fun. But in general, it's absolute insanity, man. The things you can capture, the death vibe. You know, oh, before you die, you will be dying, because there's no easy way to die, unfortunately. There just isn't. Alright, so you must understand. Because there's no easy way to die. You will feel like getting close to death. In case you choose to, or continue consuming bad vibes, and they get you, basically. Because at some point, someone will point a finger, and explosions will happen just because they pointed a finger. Like, your heart will explode. It's like, wait, I did all these things? I can't believe it. You will look from their perspective, or a collective perspective even, and you will completely be eradicated inside out. It's gonna be probably satisfying. I don't know. I don't know how heart attack feels like, but I mean, if it's done in a peculiar way, you're just gonna be dragged into depths of hell while still alive. I mean, it's crazy that things are possible these days. Anything else left? Yeah, so if someone's gonna give off very bad vibes, I have corruption, corrupted. I can immediately give corrupted. And corrupted is like bad vibes, right? If someone gives me bad vibes, I corrupt them immediately because it's game over. Technically, I'm not the one corrupting them, I'm just pointing out I have enough reason to make them corrupted. So I kind of corrupt them, I have the power to do that. To define them. And it's important not to overuse my weapons as well. But once I have a proper enough reason, which is like you being toxic, you're gonna have to be corrupted and talk here in the spam chat instead. Good luck with that. So, yeah, it's a warning sign as well. If someone keeps spamming this color, because, like, these colors will matter, right? This is how people will feel about certain people, so they can spam with certain colors, and in this case, it's a corrupted color. But it actually means two things. It's either, like, because I use these colors to define the highest tier people. High as the council. Alright. So in a way, but we haven't reached that level yet. There are no council members on my Discord. So I am the highest level, but I don't even have to be yellow. Don't even have to be golden level. I just have to be aware. Not just alive, but aware of things. A lot of things. That's my level on Discord, basically. A true level. And it's very difficult to actually drag people into your Discord. It's ridiculously hard. Just like finding true followers. And it's even harder to make them active. There's plenty of inactive Discords as well. But there's plenty of active ones too, and the active ones are toxic as hell, and they have collapsed. They're just being consumed by roaches, I guess, or all kinds of nasty bugs. Celebrity, yeah, that's the sad part, I guess. Unfortunately, pretty sure most Discord channels are just graveyards. I mean, that is the vibe. At very least, it's so disgusting. Celebrities are weird. Now, I touched on celebrities, I don't have to touch them again. They have a lot of fans, a lot of hungry fans. I mean, like, it's kind of tough, man. To just cut off your feed from the fans. I don't know what desperate fans are willing to do. I just don't think it's gonna be good, you know, to make them desperate. Because it would at least give us awareness of what's going on. And I think we're done here, right? I think I have checked everything out, more or less. Again, we have live streams and we have shorts everywhere, and I cannot filter them out. And that's YouTube's fault for giving me bad vibes. The only way to escape them now is to click on YouTube itself, which is fantastic. And even then, you can't really escape it. You have to go to New to You section, which is hidden. The most hidden section, the hidden save spot. Are you sure about that, bro? The most hidden place off YouTube. New to You. I mean, that's fantastic. Actually, I'll have to turn it into a button. Can I? I can't turn this into a button? Are you fucking kidding me, bro? New to You. I can't do this. YouTube new to you. Can I turn it into a button? How to use feature. Link. How to use feature for fresh. Well, I can't decline. It's annoying, these. Please accept my cookies. So I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know. It's just impossible. When I click on that section, the link doesn't change. Does it have a link? Because if you're looking on videos, they have links. But these things don't have links. This is so insane. Is Earth flat or round? Ooh. Ooh, look how we made it look stupid. So cool. Don't feed me that bullshit, man. You don't get long videos and you don't get shorts. It's the only safe space I have right now. New to you. Which I don't want to use because it's too new for me. Alright. Recently uploaded is... Oh. I guess. It does mix in a few things. But it should be like in like a subscription box thing. That is so weird, man. So this one is actually potentially useful. Because it does care about what I watch. Despite being subscribed or unsubscribed, doesn't matter. So you can go from here, I guess. Man, YouTube really fucking sucks on that front. YouTube gives you shorts and lives. I hope you like it, because it's hard to escape. That kind of feature, man. Hard to avoid, I should have said. Amazing. So that's another vibe we picked up. Very useful stuff. I don't think we can go any further than that. I think it's fine. I think we checked everything so far. Alright. So yeah, even Hearthstone is not clean of bad vibes, and now I'll have to burn everyone for inducing that on me. Or making me lose fucking solo arena. Fucking hate it, man. When that happens, you lose so much value. Stupid Elder Scrolls Legends. Sometimes I'm a little bit toxic, but I tend to do that because I have reasons, and I'm poor, and I can afford it. Alright. I'm poor, so I can afford being toxic. And... Wait. Someone told me I am YouTube CEO. Still very poor and can't actually interact with channels. I find I just put them in my mouth and then spit them out when they become just you get that bone thing, you know. So plum, you eat a plum, you get the seed. You can't eat the seed, you spit it out. That's content for you guys. I wish I could interact with the seed and grow it faster, you know. But it's a fucking seed. I thought it was a human being. It's a plum! You gotta love when the humans act like animals or food in your life. They're not necessarily are that way, they're just in your life, they're just like animals or food. But technically, like, even unintentionally that happens. But you want to treat them as humans, right? And right now, like, that's the vibe right now. We're so disconnected, we barely have any connection. Like human connection, actual human connection. And that even that is getting faded away with all the science nonsense, Giga Chad nonsense, touch grass, right? That's gonna reduce human connection and make them even more afraid to go outside if people gonna start approaching them with the date request. You have a date request with me. And when girls do that, it's a little weird, right? Like, because men are not prepared. Men think that they have to actually achieve something to be able to approach a girl. If girls just approach you all of a sudden, and that becomes somewhat trendy, it's a little bit weird. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. I'll just observe weird things happening in the society. Because I don't know, they can handle that shit. I can handle anything. That's kind of the whole point of being smart. You know, this is what I picked up, right? If I'm so smart, why don't I have a good life? First of all, nobody really brags that they have a good life. They just have a different life. You know, so if you look at me and I'm like, oh, you look at me and, oh, you don't have a good life. You can trade with me. Have you tried trading? Alright? And shut the fuck up if you didn't. Alright? People might think I have a bad life because me poor, but have you tried trading? Obviously not you, because you're watching the video. You trading. You seeing something. You know what's up. But there's so many clueless people who think like, oh, only celebrities can actually offer them good things. Or only slaves can work in my factory, or whatever. Some bullshit like that. Only dedicated slavers can actually help me. I can help anyone of any kind, anywhere, all the time, or I can just activate a dragon card and destroy humanity. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm just gonna do it in a slow motion, in a way that people can actually counter. You know, you play a different card that counters dragons. I don't know where you're gonna find that. Because fucking, who counters dragons? Dragons flying, spitting fire. How do you counter this? What are you talking about? Find me. Find me a counter. Do you want to live underground or underwater to hide from dragons? Congratulations. You countered yourself. Your ability to breathe and connect to anything whatsoever. To light. To connect to light itself. Fantastic. Yes, live underwater. Underground water. Under earth. Let's put it that way. It's funny how people actually don't want to trade. People don't want to trade because they are stuck in a bubble. Am I stuck in a bubble? Kinda stuck in a bubble. I have to show a lot of force in order to be able to trade, right? So force very necessary. Let me see. I think I'm You think I'm not trading right now? I'm stealing. I'm stealing handfuls. Give me your soul. Give me your soul. Me stealing. Alright? You don't want to trade me steal. Because I'm a little bit desperate while inflation is through the roofs. I might die. Anyways, so I am allowed to steal souls. If there's a chance that there's a high chance that I will die anyways, I can steal souls now. Homeless guy, but eating souls every day for a living. YouTube CEO, as YouTube pretend to be YouTube CEO, but actually eating souls instead. And because spirituality and death are like the opposite vibes, it's kind of a combo wombo of just neutral but very powerful stuff anyways. Stealing souls. Well, not eating souls, fucking stealing souls, because they're here now. They're buttons that I can click on. They're like voodoo dolls. And honestly, probably work. That probably works. I think voodoo stuff actually is a big deal. Because dreams seem to be very important as well. If dreams are somewhat real, voodoo is also quite a real concept. Now, when you go dig deeper into voodoo, it discredits itself and it says like, oh, it has nothing to do with whatever you thought it was. So don't research voodoo, because you know what it is. It's just, you pick up an idol and you send them thoughts or try to connect through thoughts, basically. It's another way to vibe, to create vibes, look at photos. And I have to do that right now. I think I'm ready for some hot girl stuff. Because literally, that's all there is. Alright? Masturbate is all about hot girls vibes, technically. Because again, as I've said, the pictures that women take, I was like, well, that's the vibe. Technically, GIF is kind of on a similar level. You can capture a little bit more with a GIF, but nobody actually knows how to do it. It should be like 2 seconds. 2 seconds is the limit for GIF. Even less than whatever Vine was about. You have to capture it in 2 seconds. You can have a moving picture of some kind, if you really want to. Mostly it's unnecessary, but a little bit better than a picture, I would say. It's debatable what is better, picture or just slightly moving picture that shows a few more angles than just one. A few things more happening than just one thing. Because you can make a quick switch or whatever. You can add a little bit more meaning to it. You can add one action or do something with the thing that you're displaying as well. So 2 seconds. That's quite an interesting thing, right? Very likely 2 second GIF is better than plain picture. Because do I have GIFs? Hot GIFs. I'm gonna give you guys the scoop. Just to give you guys the idea. Very scary stuff, because Shake It Off, obviously. The Thank You Next video. And Ari herself. With another Thank You Next reference. But this one is not in the clip. This one is just, if you know the reference here, which is ton, which is not backwards, which is fucking hilarious. If you don't know, it's like I don't know. I don't remember what it stands for. I just know it's not backwards. So that's what I have to do, guys. Yeah, I mean, I love those GIFs. Like, they're actually very expressive. You can't shake it off without a GIF. All right, Taylor. How do you shake it off without a GIF? And by the way, the most annoying part is actually heart. Sparkling heart. The most annoying part of Instagram is the fucking videos. Because they're unwatchable. Like, you have to click the sound goes full blast, then you have to rearrange everything. Just don't do that. Don't do videos, Instagram, you piece of fucking garbage. Why did you allow that? Now, 1/3 of the stuff that girls upload is completely uninteractive. Unusable for me. I have to skip it, because it's too difficult to actually watch those clips. Too much effort. I have to click on like 5 things until I can actually get it to watch. And it still sucks, because it's a fucking video that nobody put effort into. Alright, it's now YouTube format, and girls don't know how to do that, okay? Better luck next time, Instagram, you piece of fucking shit. Alright, honestly, dude. I'm gonna be a serial killer, guys. I mean, women know how to fucking give vibes, but they give shit instead. You know, I get haters, and I get idiots. Because I can handle it. It's so stupid. But it's your responsibility, Gurunext. You live in the shadows, so you eat shit at the same time. Absolutely. Now I have to build a factory that manufactures shit into chocolate. And it's still shit. It just looks like chocolate. It's fascinating. But I can sell it to people. Fuck yeah, bro. I got what I want. What I asked her to do, like, she calls me out as serial killer-ish vibes in an interesting way. I asked her to give me a flirt. Obviously, she's married, but, like, why would you say that? That's the problem. Why would you say that? So I had to manufacture it. It's like, okay, you answered my problem. She didn't have to say that, you know, that's the problem. And I'm not happy about it. I'm a YouTube CEO, not a serial killer. It's probably the same thing though. Oops. I steal souls after all. Man. Yeah. Anyways, Dungeon of the End. All these names, dude. These game names. Stupid Monica is playing some fucking game. Oh, not playing anymore. Alright? Get the fuck out of here. Let's kick her out, dude. Oh my god. I see what you get. Stop it. Yeah, I'm excited. I guess they get the meals and I get the bones. The bone marrow. I suck it from the inside. I suck your insides, Mr. Bone. That's all I get. Then I have to make the most of it. For living in the shadows. Is it my fault that I live in the shadows? Is it my fault, man? What did I do wrong? I'm born this way, because being born is like a very, very long process. Okay, and then you find yourself, over time, you'll find yourself somewhere. You're like, oh, I'm a popular kid. I never knew that. But now I know. After like 20 years of existing, I'm pretty popular now. I just did, you know, So yeah, for a long time in your life, you just do stuff. This is not the first time I received this nonsense. Pretty much, if I talk to a girl that she spits out some bullshit like that, uh, it's maybe like 20%, or it's like the cringe. You can feel the cringe factor. If she has to express herself, and it's the stupidest way to do it, because she's a girl, That's the fun part, Girls have to express themselves somehow, and let them do it. It's comedy, It's comedy when girls try to express themselves. You farted through by doing a backflip. That's how you wanted to fart. Backflip into a graveyard and dug herself a grave. This is how I want to express myself. Why are you digging a grave? What is going on? I am digging a grave for you, and then you just push her in, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm stupid. I will die now. But then you have to hit it with a harsh reality and just leave her there. It's like, well, die. Bye. Because she has to beg for help, beg for mercy. That's important. So, fascinating stuff, isn't it? I mean, for the first time in forever, I left the video just running to be able to capture more nuggets of gold throughout the day. So, this just kind of worked. It worked. I'm very happy. I still am terrible at doing chapters, guys. I apologize. There's no chapters right now. But maybe one day, there's gonna be chapters. You can help. You can easily help. If a comment contains chapters, I'll just post it. I don't even double check it. You can say activated first dragon card and second dragon card, and every chapter says dragon. I'll believe you. I will believe you, dude. If the video doesn't have chapters, I probably did activated dragon cards the whole time, because I don't want people to see it and click around the video. That would be stupid. By the way, this is almost like record-breaking 5 minutes watch time average. I know my average was almost up to 8 minutes, which is also very weird. But having 5 minutes is way higher than 2 minutes. Okay, so I have fans now. I can open fan mail. Nope. Still don't have that dedicated fans. Okay, that requires level 10 fans. I have level 1 fans who want to just steal things and run away. Get over here. I have a face. Oh shit, I have to reveal my face somehow. How do I do that? Guys, how do I want to steal people's faces, please. Can I do? I live in shadows, so I can probably do that too. Steal souls and faces. Easy. No problem. And I don't even have the real voice, because my voice is changed through, the voice box? The voice... The names, dude. You're dealing with a glitchy-ass system if it has names like that. No, but it's a little bit entertaining and useful with the lo-fi stuff. So what do we do for the ending? Good. We have to finish it up. I want to play some Runeterra. Actually, I need to play the goddamn Tavern Brawl tomorrow, because it's Friday. It's Friday, Tavern Brawl Friday. I want to, improve my vibes a little bit further. That would be nice. Let's double check if she wrote back. No. That's fine. I gave her a full retaliation of 4 comments. Retaliation, just... You can't... You can't say anything to that. And then I gave my classmates, the 3 remaining classmates, because this one just died here for some reason. I said, oh, people have a terrible time talking to a boy. How difficult could that be? I'm just a boy. I don't even want to talk. You can shut me up, but you have to do it by, like, saying, I want to talk with this person. You have to use the space, the free space. If the space is free, if there's 4 chairs, unused chairs, then I'll sleep there because I'm homeless. Huh? Think about it. I can give chairs for some time for you to sit on. I don't sit on them forever. Easy. It's just that simple. Anyways, fancy. Life's pretty fancy, but it feels like I might be missing something more. Very important, like a conclusion. How about that, conclusion? No, I didn't do that shit. I still don't do that shit. I don't know how to make conclusion. I never ever made a proper conclusion, didn't I? Maintain balance. Keep your sanity. And yeah, like if that's all she can do, like she's so low in her life, it's not about you, right? Like if people trash you, it's not about you whatsoever. Like especially if they're not reasonable about it. If people try to trash you, it's more likely self-expression. Unless reasons, alright? If you find reasons, good. But you're not supposed to look for reasons unless they're like blatantly there. You know, you can ask questions and figure out if they have reasons. Because for some reason, people love hiding reasons. You know, and that creates even more awkward vibes that, you know, they want to control you and manipulate you, but they don't actually give you reasons of what the fuck is going on. And you can just fall for it. It's like, well, I dug a hole. You can jump in if you want, and if you do that, like it's your fault. Now you're definitely trash. But if people try and trash you, and you just call police and report, you snitch on them immediately. They'll get caught. They'll get caught. They get put into a freezer, into a slammer. No more Instagram for you. Serial killer Viber. There you go. We found our perfect conclusion. The perfect cupcake that will never be, you know. Serial killer Vibers out there. Do I have like a scared face? Because I'm scared, man. There's a lot of them out there. I'm scared, guys. I don't know what to do. The serial killer Vibers. I've received this thing like 3 times. Alright. Now let's think. So, but the girls I received from, I actually like. So that's even crazier, right? Like, they like you and they fucking, or you like each other potentially, but she just gives you a fucking Blastoise. It's like, I'm trying so hard to reject you, I will give you this atomic bomb. It just exploded somewhere with yourself, so I don't have to look at you ever again and receive your messages. You know. Fantastic. Yeah. I'll use this pickup line on girls. It's like, well, you would be a very good serial killer, actually. Hmm? What do you think? You would make for a good serial killer. I will not employ you or give you money or give you suggestions. I can train you, though, I think. No, I can't even do that without suggestions and proper advice and like target something. The target dummy is ignorance. You know, I'm allowed to do weird things, but like, uh, Jesus Christ. Also, if you look into her Instagram, it's like she celebrates Halloween like on steroids, and everything else doesn't exist to her. She dresses all black, obviously, and has all kinds of pentagram Instagram symbolism. You know, Pinstagram. I don't know, bro. I wouldn't take them vibes from her, but like it's fine. I'll handle it. Alright. I'll be able to sleep at night. Don't worry, guys. Alright, see you guys next time. I'm satisfied. I mean, I do want a conclusion though, but we talked about so many things, nothing in particular, right? Because it's so important to just keep it clean. And just try your best not to fucking jump off a cliff like that. Like, this is a good example of what not to do. But, like, normal people are full of examples of what not to do. At this point, I'm just like, if you're a normie, like, I don't really want to see you jump off a cliff, but do your thing, man. Just do your thing. It's probably the best thing you can do anyways. You know, at some point I just give up. It's like, well, on a higher level, there's no good vibes whatsoever, but I'll just look at you like you're just like an ant, just like decided, oh, there's a cliff that I can jump off. Whew. I assume nothing's gonna happen to you because you're an ant and nobody cares, and like, I don't know. Good job. But for me, I don't think I can afford that kind of behavior, so yeah. But technically this happens over the internet, so it's not even a cliff that they jump off. They're just like, oh, I'm in a dream. I can do whatever I want. The first thing I want to do is try and fly. And I'm like, you can't fly. I don't give a fuck what you say. I never heard about you. I'm still ignorant, even though I have been summoned in this dream by you. Doesn't matter. I make all the rules now. That's the vibe. It's like, yeah. But now I use the vibe too much, I think. I think the vibe of saying vibe too much is, well, pretty bad, actually. Maybe she even complained about it. I remember something like that. Vibe, dude. Wait, I have to look at it. Bonus meme? I'm not competing with anyone. And how would you describe the word vibe? It's a stupid word. And I obviously needed to write a book about it. And give this the best vibe imaginable, actually. The waifu that would visit for Christmas. You know, the new Christmas Santa thing. I don't know. Santa, tell me if I'm really Santa. Give me Santa stuff so I could do Santa things. I don't know. I will remix the song eventually, but shut the fuck up and watch the next video instead. Right? Yeah. How do I remember that she had complained with vibes? Oh, it's a stupid word. Okay, now I have to rant of like why it's not stupid. Well, you're stupid. All right, is that good enough? You're stupid. Your vibes are garbage. Obviously, it's a stupid word for people who don't want to have good vibes to begin with. You know. Oh, you think it's stupid? Yeah, people think you're stupid too. It sucks, man. So the best vibe I got from her is like she has the most pictures probably out of anyone in school. The most pictures I've ever collected out of anyone in school. And probably, well, definitely the highest girl, Ivy, is here. And then Fiery 7, similar level. So she's kind of like the third girl. Fancy, isn't it? The third girl. I updated my systems. I'm ready to roll even faster, guys. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it is the same experience. I can't give you guys anything special. I'm sorry, bro. I am so sorry. Yeah, I just exploded. Cause it's too much, man. Too many emotions, but like, fine. I guess you expressed yourself. Because that's the point with women, right? Like, they don't want to express themselves. They just want to make you feel emotional or whatever. And it's like, oh, you're a dude, you can express yourself. Not really. Not really. I want to relate, not express myself because you express yourself in a shitty way. I'm not here to fix things. I'm sorry, bro. But anyways, that's a story for another time, I'm sure. And the word vibe is so stupid that I'm gonna be using it every time, probably in every single video. I don't know, bro. And I probably used it 100 times already. And it's fine. I'm totally fine with that. We can improve, but we cannot disprove that it's a useful word anymore.